Hi, for this short screencast, I'm going to walk you through our integrated unit of study. It's important that you note that the integrated unit of study project is a semester-long project where you will be working on items and steps from this project in chunks. So every week, you pretty much have something due for your integrated unit of study that will go into your final project. So as long as you stay on top of it, make sure that you're turning things in, make sure that you're editing, you will be ready to turn this project in at the end of the semester. So, before you begin, you should please read through this document and make sure you read the grading rubric and ask questions. You are also going to review Chapter 3 on the integrated curriculum and view examples of integrated units that I'm going to provide for you in D2L in week 1. And what you're looking at in D2L is examples of the showcase, our portfolio, that students have put together at the end of the project. I will additionally give you an example of a whole unit from start to finish in D2L. You are then going to work on choosing a topic in step 2. This is going to be started in week 1 and then finalized in week 2 when you turn in your topic proposal and framework. Here are some ideas for some potential topics or ways that you could go about picking topic depending on if you work with children or do not work with children. And also remember that you could center your integrated unit around one piece of quality literature, so a book, a story, a poem, or a song. And you can read through here for more examples. Step 3 is going to involve you turning in your curriculum framework, so you are going to do some research on a curriculum or approach that you're going to use to frame this unit. I'm going to give you resources inside of D2L about different types of curriculum frameworks, and you are basically going to justify your choice. You are going to need to reference theory and research on child development. So essentially, you are going to need to use a resource. My suggestion is to use the book, but you can also use some of the resource I provided, or you can find some of your own resources. Step 4 is your brainstorming map. So what you are going to do is make essentially a curriculum web or a sunburst. The important thing to note about this is that you are creating a graphic organizer, which means you need a graphic way to organize your planning. So this does not work for you to just make a list and turn it into me. It needs to be a graphic way of organizing, and it should have a structure to it, and it should align with your chosen curriculum approach. Inside of the text, you will find many examples of what the author calls a sunburst. That's just one way to do it. You can do it this way too, where it looks more like a curriculum web. I have also provided you a template that aligns with a curriculum sunburst that you are more than welcome to use. Either way, here are the components, so make sure you look it over. One thing that is really important is that the topic of study should be centrally located somewhere on your curriculum map. And you should have big ideas related to your topic, and there should be at least one activity title for each content area. However, I would tell you and recommend that you put in more than one activity from each content area, because this is going to be what gets you through to your learning experience plans. Step 5, you will be making a classroom arrangement map. You're going to do this by drawing a picture, making a map, or taking a photo that best illustrates how you are going to arrange furniture, materials, and the environmental setup throughout the classroom to best support a balance of child-led and teacher-led study of your integrated unit. You also need to include a comprehensive list of materials for each area of the classroom. So, materials and their arrangement should relate directly to the topic of study and not just what is normally available throughout the school year. After that, you will be working on a weekly schedule. I have provided you a template where you can use. You need to place some of the activities that come from your Sunburst Curriculum Web Planning Form onto the weekly schedule. They do not need to be all of the activities, but at least some of them need to be there. So this is helpful because this is what you will keep you on track, especially when you are moving into making your learning experience plans. Step 7, you will be picking out 7 activities from your weekly schedule that address all of the academic areas. This will be broken up into learning experience plans 1 through 7. There are a few weeks where you have 2 due. There's a few weeks where you only have 1 due. So you need to be very mindful of this, because when you're doing step 7, you're actually doing step 7 and step 8 together. So you are going to be submitting a learning plan along with the developmentally appropriate analyzing activities template. So when you're doing this, you essentially will put in the activity title, where you found the activity from, notes, what academic area it is, and then talk about how your activity is developmentally appropriate. If you believe the activity that you are doing at this moment is not developmentally appropriate for any of these reasons, you would stick it over in this box and you would talk about how you would meet this activity. For instance, this is one that comes up a whole awful lot. Opportunities for family involvement. Most of the activities that we're doing in classroom don't naturally encourage family involvement. So this is one where you may put over here, you know, we're talking about dinosaurs and we're doing fossils out of clay. That may not necessarily right off the bat involve families. However, you could say that we are going to set up a museum in the classroom and invite families in to observe the fossils and any projects that you're doing in regards to dinosaurs. So this, in its current state, would not sit in this box, but would end up over here, if that makes sense. The last thing that you are going to do is organize your project. There's a list of digital tools that you can use. What most students have done is created some sort of presentation, like a PowerPoint that highlights key things from their project that they want to share with me, which I will give you an example of that as well. So when you turn in your final project, you are essentially turning in 2 things to me. You are going to turn in steps pretty much 1 through 9 as one cohesive document, and then you are also going to turn in some sort of way that you've organized your project and make it visually appealing. So I will let you have a look at some examples, and if you have any questions, please reach out. But yes, this is a semester-long project we will be working on throughout the whole entire semester. All right, thanks.